What's going on, world? This your boy Market Omega back at it again with another weekly recap. I'll be going over the trades from this week, so without further ado, let's jump right in. All right. So this week, man, it's been crazy. Okay, we've had like some crazy momentum since the start of this week, and I'll touch on some of the stocks from this week that that had the momentum, and we were a lot of traders in the room were able to capitalize on the huge swings in these stocks. So just to start off, just going over the SPY. So let's say intraday. Uh, Man, it's already broken the pre-market high. Actually, broken the previous day high. And I don't know if you guys can remember, but a few weeks back, I told you guys that I think this is just a minor correction, and I actually see us making sort of like a V-shaped recovery. Like we're gonna bounce to this level, towards the start of October. Maybe you consolidate for a little bit, and then break all-time highs either by the end of October or the beginning of November. So I think we're gonna break all-time highs, and that's just my opinion, just based on my analysis and based on we're actually at the election time, and I don't think Donny Boy is gonna let the market crash around the election time. I'm certain he's going to do everything in his power to try to keep this close to or at all-time high by the time the election rolls around. All right, so let's just touch on Tesla a little bit. Tesla, like I said, coming back up, and I actually think this is going to break the all-time highs pretty soon. Look at this pattern right here, guys. This is higher low. I mean, this was an intraday pattern. I'll be looking to take a long on this. Okay, this is just a higher low, and pretty soon, if it breaks this 470 level, that'll be would be sort of like a double bottom with a higher low, breaking this level, and boom, breaking all-time highs. I don't want to be short Tesla. Tesla is crazy. It's got a mind of its own. I've never shorted Tesla, and I don't intend on shorting Tesla. It's just me. I'm a bull on the stock. I'm a bull on the company. I'm a bull on Elon Musk. I think the guy's a visionary, and it actually reflects on his stock. People are just catching up. Like the last year or so, people are just now catching up to, what this guy's vision is, and I think the stock just continues to roar. All right, so. Guys, just to touch on, I'm going to be going over the stocks that we had from today, and then talk about some of the ones we have from this week. Okay, so today we had CBAT, we had SGBX, TATT, PECK, SPI, PPSI, and then a few others, Kodak, and all of that. Now, with these stocks, man, like today, I just didn't get enough traction. I think I tried to trade SPI. I think it was like SPI, and then I guess, I either stopped off for like a 2 cent loss or something, or just, sold for like a 2 cent profit. I have to look at my trades, but it just wasn't anything for me today. Plus, this stock was SSR. So as you guys know, I'm a long bias trader, so I like to go long on a lot of stocks. I don't really try to go short unless I have like it's easy to borrow, or the SSR isn't on, and then I can, if I see a setup that warrants a short, then I can take a short. So with this, I try to go long around here, I think, and then just stopped out, and I just left that alone. I said, you know what, I just don't want to mess with it. And so that was that for today. I think a few guys got this trade short. They shorted SPI, and there are some people in the chat room that shorted SGBX and CBAT. I actually shorted TAT. It was easy to borrow, and this stock was popping, and came down, started hitting the resistance, which is the moving averages, and as soon as it started flushing down, I shorted and covered for a decent profit. So TATT was the trade that I took on the short side today. Um, just to recap the trades that we took from this week, SPI was by far the biggest mover, and I'll get to that in a second. But first of all, I'll talk about NETE. So NETE. So this was the trade I took yesterday. Now, let's see. I took NETE yesterday. Let me show you guys here. So NET, I actually took this in the pre-market. I took it in pre-market. Now, we've been seeing a lot of movement in the pre-market. A lot of these stocks, it's just acting like back in June when these stocks will run up in pre-market, have like these ridiculous, 100, 300% moves, and then market opens, they just kind of fade off. And I started noticing the pattern the last 2 weeks, and I said, okay, you know what, we might be gearing up for some momentum like we had in June. So I just wanted to make sure I capitalized on it. And NET was just basically I was just buying off of dips and patterns. So I took a flag breakout right here. It was like right here. I took this breakout right there. And then I bought a dip somewhere around here, but that was like my first major move. And then I think I got back in right here. This was a descending wedge pattern right there. And then as soon as it popped out at this level, boom, I got long. And then I almost got a point on this move. It was pretty decent. So that was the trade I took on NETE. And the market opened, it just kind of faded off. I didn't have shares to short it. Plus, I think it was like SSR, so I just didn't bother with it. So it actually formed this like rounding bottom right here, but it didn't have any follow through. I was watching this and I was hoping that this would kind of come up a little bit more. You see this rounding bottom. Usually, when we have rounding bottoms like this, they usually go back to um, the open. The high of day. Usually, when we have this rounding bottom, go back to high of day, but it just kind of went like a quarter of the way there and then proceeded to fade off. So that was that for NET. Um, SUNW. I think that was this one right here. So yeah, so SUNW was right here. This trade, I shorted this. I took a long at first and then I shorted it. So this is basically what I did. This trade, it was fading off in pre-market. Plus, Thinkorswim had an issue where they just weren't showing any quotes. There was no quotes. There were there were no time in sales. The chart was just blank. You know, and finally they got it taken care of. But if you take a look right here, stop showing the quotes around this time. This was like 5:45 Central Time, and then it reopened around 6:19. You know, and then it just started chop stocks. The stock started chopping around. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna try to take any trades in pre-market. It's just not setting up for it right now. So what I did was basically I took a breakout right here. Where was that? Gosh, it was somewhere around here. So it was right here. I think. Yeah, I think it was like right here. So I was watching this. It was popping up, holding above the moving averages, and just kept doing this pop up, pull back, pop up, and as soon as it broke this, I got long, and then I scalped it. So I scalped this move, and I flipped short when it hit this high pre-market high and rejected, like really, got stuffed around this level and just boom fell and came back the second time right here, fell. This popped up a little bit, and then it just kept falling. And when I saw this, I was like, okay, well, this is looking it's looking pretty heavy, and somebody had a lot of size. That was an iceberg order right there at that 830 level. That was a huge iceberg order. And when it just came and popped up around this level and started fading, I shorted it, and then I covered it. It was I think I scalped it for like 40 cents or something on that flush. And I mean, I could have held it, but I'm not usually the type to hold short positions for a long time. A lot of people do that, and they make a lot of money doing that. If you could short and just hold it all day, you can make a decent amount of profit. But my strategy, I'm mostly long biased. So, I get in, I short, I take my profit, and I get out. If it was a long trade, I could have held for longer, but I'm just not inclined to take short positions right now. So that was the trade for SUNW, and as you can see, it rejected the high of day and then just kind of faded off. And today it just continued the same thing, all the way down to what is this? 206. I mean, this was almost at $9 yesterday. Now it's down to 206. That's crazy. So if you shorted this, you're sitting pretty right now. Okay. So that was SUNW. Let's see. PECK. So I made really good profit on PECK. So where was that? Right there. So PECK, it wasn't really on my watch list at the open. Like I wasn't watching PECK like that. I was just like, okay, this had the volume wasn't that much, and normally I like to see like the momentum, in the pre-market, and I don't even think they had news or anything. So basically, I was watching this, but it just kept popping. It'll pop and halt, and we must have had like seven or eight halts. I mean, look at this. This halted right here, halted right here, halted right here, halted right here. It'll halt, resume, and pop up some more. Halt, resume, and pop up. I mean, I just kept looking at this. I'm like, look, this looks decent, but I'm not gonna try to take a long on this without a decent pullback, because I mean, if what happens when I try to get long at this, on this on a pop, and then risk getting dumped on. Like I'm actually buying at the highs, and then we get a flush, and then it halts going down, and then reopens like 2 points lower, and I'm like down a shit ton of money. So I was like, I just didn't like it, and plus the volume wasn't as high when it was running up. So I was just like, well, this doesn't have a lot of volume, and without a decent pullback to get in. So I just left this alone. Now, where I did take a trade was right here. So I actually took two trades on this, right? So what I did right here, it was I saw this like, this formation right here. You see this? This is kind of like a double bottom right there. It's a huge double bottom. And I was looking at this, I was watching this, I was like, okay, we might get an end of day ramp, because sometimes some of these stocks, they kind of consolidate like this, and then power hour, they just get this rip. There's a short squeeze, and you get this run up. So I was watching this, and then when I saw this rounding bottom, I'm like, well, this is looking pretty decent. So I had this on my watch, and as soon as it got to this level right here, this is where I got long. This was my initial long right here. It's like boom, boom. I got long right there. And if you actually take a look at this, right, I knew that it will at least touch this level, because this right here, this was a triangle formation right there. You see this? I actually drew this right here, from right here. And usually when you get this breakout, there's a lot of short covering right there on these type of breakouts. So I got long right here, and my target was this level, this 870 level. Now I knew that if it were to get to 870, that is another breakout, a bigger breakout waiting to happen, because this right here, this was a smaller breakout right at this moment, and then this is inside of a larger triangle. So I just knew that once it breaks this level, I mean, I could get at least 50 cents or a point from this, because look right here. Is I mean, the distance between this and this is almost a point. It's more than a point. So I knew I could get at least 50 cents or a point from it. So I got long right here. When it got over this 870 level, I was just watching it. It broke 8.7. I was like, okay, good, we're good to go. And I wasn't gonna take profit until it broke at least this 950 level, which it did. And then I scaled out, boom, locked in a huge amount of profit, and it was phenomenal. It was awesome, awesome trade, and I had to pat myself on the back for that trade. That was pretty good. So and sometimes you just have to wait for the trade to come to you. You don't chase the stock. Imagine people like that were chasing this thing right here at 13, trying to add, and then boom, got flushed, halted, reopened 3 points lower. So sometimes you just kind of wait and be patient. So that's that for PECK. Now the granddaddy of this week, the champion, goes to SPI. This trade, oh my God, like sometimes we have these momentum stocks that will run like ridiculous, like Kodak. You had BPTH from a few years ago. You had those type of stocks, right? In the more recent time, this is the craziest I've seen. This SPI stock right here. I mean, I haven't seen anything like it in the last I don't know 4 or 5 years. This is the craziest I've seen a stock. I mean, this stock actually, let's see, this stock went from $1.09, right, all the way to 46.67. I mean, this is ridiculous. Normally, on some of these other runners that we've had the last few years, GRYS and DC, you don't get $1 to $46 in one day. You might get $1 and then it'll go up to like $15 in one day, and then the next day it'll go up to $30, and then the day after that it'll go up to like 45, and But this one was from $1 to $46 in one freaking day. That is crazy. So I actually I took my first trade on SPI was right here. This was a where was that? It was right here. I was just watching this. Gosh, I wish I could. I mean, the stock has moved up so much. It has a lot of range. I can't even stretch the chart to zoom in on this level. But I actually took this trade right here. This kind of W formation. This breakout right here. That was my first trade. I scaled out. The next trade that I took was right here. Where was the second one? It was this right here. Gosh, it was right here. It was this break right here. This was the second trade that I took. Let me see if I can. Anyway, it was right here. This was the second trade. I took the first one right here. Took the second one right here. I was already within these two trades. I was already sitting pretty on the day, right? So I started watching this stock. I'm like, man, this thing, it actually broke out of this level and then pulled back, and it was just maintaining this level. And I was like, whoa, this looks like it could have some legs because, it's holding above the moving averages, holding above VWAP, and then it started forming this pattern right here. So I was like, well, this looks like it could really move, man. And there wasn't much of an overhead resistance from this level. I mean, there was like a huge air pocket to the upside. So I was like, well, this looks like it could move. So as soon as it broke out of this level right here, I think I got long at like 780s right there on this wedge breakout. Boom, got long, and I didn't take profit instantly after this break. I was like, you know what? I think this could actually give me over a point. Why? Because look, it had already it had this right here, this pole, like this flagpole right here, and it was holding above the moving averages. There wasn't really any resistance, any near term resistance over this this level right here, and the volume was holding steady. And what I saw on the tape was like every time it would pop up, it would get stuffed. It would pop up, get stuffed. But every time it got stuffed, it got bought up right back, right? It'll get stuffed like right here, boom, gets bought up. Gets stuffed right here, gets bought up. Right here as well, gets bought up. And I kept looking at that. I'm like, whoa, somebody's doing some buying, man. This could really squeeze some shorts. and it was forming this pattern, right? As soon as it broke out at this level, I was like, I'm getting long. So I held it, and sure enough, man, it popped up. Volume came in, boom, shot up over 9, maintaining, shot up over 10. I mean, this was really freaking good. This the other trade, I think I took like 5 trades on this one name right here. I took one right here. Look at this, perfect. This is higher low. It's like a double bottom with a higher low holding above the moving averages. Boom, get long right here. Look at this, beautiful, just beautiful. Boom, got long right here again. Where was that? Right here. See this? This breakout. Boom. And when I would get long, just like this 1 minute candle provided at least, this is like two points, close to 2 points. So you could have easily gotten a point off of this move. And that's exactly what I was just getting, like close to 2 points off of each move. Like, recycling shares. Basically, it'll pop up. I'll get about 1.5 points, and I'll sell half my shares, hold the rest. It'll pull back. I'll re-add. It'll pop up another 1.5 points, and just keep doing the same thing, man. It was beautiful, so beautiful. So that was that. And then the final trade, I just kept scalping it this way. The final trade was right here. So because the stock was holding above the VWAP, pre-market highs, above the moving averages, with a lot of volume, I started, the volume was still holding steady. So I was like, we could actually get like either a power hour squeeze or extended hours movement on the stock. And I had this on my watch. This was like the stock I was going to watch going into after hours. So basically, I was watching it. It started doing forming this descending pattern right here, lower highs, lower highs, lower low. I was like, okay, cool. And it just when it started getting tighter, like around here. See right here, this is a descending wedge. Around here, I basically got long around here, this 15 level. Scalped it for over a point right there. It pulled back. When it came back again in after hours, it got long again. Where did I get long? I got long somewhere around here. It was somewhere around here. I got long, scalped it for 2 points. I mean, it was just the best trading day I've had all year. The largest P&L I've had all year. This freaking stock, SPI, one day. It was so beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better. Volume, nice patterns, follow through. I mean, it was just awesome. Now, yesterday, just kind of shit the bed, popped up a little bit in pre-market, open, faded off. Same thing today, open, faded off. Now, we did get a pop like around here, and I think it halted, but faded off. So, I mean, you're going to expect a fade from, a stock that's gone from $1 to $46 in one day. You're going to get a pullback. So yeah, this is pulled back a lot though, but you can't count it out. I mean, I think this stock could still, in the next, probably sometime next week, to maybe towards the end of next week, we could kind of get another push. But I don't think it'll go back to its all-time, to its high at 46.67. I don't think it's going to do that, but I think, we're probably going to get a day when it goes from like 9 to 20s. Okay. So guys, that's that, man. It's been a great week. I always, subscribe to the notion of less is more when it comes to trading. You don't have to be in and out of the market every time, trying to squeeze out pennies here and there when there's no play, when there's no setup. Just sit back, wait for the momentum to come in. And, weeks like this is when you can actually build a small account. You can literally take a small account to, over, you can take it over 100%, 1,000%, based on like how much you're trading. So yeah, guys, that's that, man. Thank you guys for listening to me. Really appreciate it. Guys, feel free to subscribe to madassmoney.com. The link is in the description below. When you subscribe, I'm in the chat under Market Omega. I post my watch list and post my ideas in chat every day. Feel free to send me a message if you have any questions. and I'll do my best to answer. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter at Market Omega. I'm on Twitter every day, post my ideas. I talk about everything from stocks to cryptocurrencies and just basketball, football, and life. Okay, so you guys can follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to Mad Ass Money. The link is in the description below. And thank you guys for listening. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you next week.